All right, our next guest is going to tell us about feeding livestock. Okay? Cows specifically. He's a dairy farming expert and a livestock fodder production expert as well. John Karia, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the hot seat of the Situation Room.
Thank you.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Umesikia mambo ya maji
Maji nimesikia.
and minerals.
Yes.
I am sure when you talk about dairy, those are the things that you also consider. Making sure that your cows have sufficient minerals so then they can give you high yield of milk.
Sure.
That's what we'll be talking about. City has the day's proverb. Every week, City goes to one African country, courtesy of EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and then he brings us one proverb from that one country per day. This week, he's in Morocco. And today's proverb is the Kingdom of Morocco.
Please, Kingdom of Morocco. Okay. Little and lasting is better than much and passing.
Little and lasting is better than much and passing.
Come again.
Little and lasting.
And lasting is better than much and passing.
What do you understand from that proverb?
Morocco. I think it's talking about maybe we cement what we do today so that we can be able, to earn in the future or something like that.
To protect what you have today so it can earn you more in the future.
More in the future. Say maybe like what we are doing today. If you don't take care of your livestock today, when you are doing breeding, and breeding is not a 1 year affair. It means in future you'll not be having the correct breed of livestock. Yes.
Okay. You're a dairy farming expert.
Yes.
What does that mean?
It means that we advise farmers in Kenya and other parts of Africa in terms of feeding. When we talk of feeding, we talk of the forage, the correct forage that contain all the minerals that maybe a dairy cow or a beef cow would require without going to the shop and buy. Yeah.
So it comes from the food to what else?
What we are saying, we encourage, or we have done our own research and we have crops that help farmers produce milk or meat or beef without incurring a little more cost. Because in beef, the major problem we have in dairy and beef farming in the Republic of Kenya and other African countries is the cost of feeds.
Yes.
It takes about 58%. So what we are doing here is we are encouraging farmers to plant those high quality fodder crops that will make them earn profit and getting quality from their farm. And these crops are perennial. Perennial. So you continue harvesting. You harvest today, for example, if it is pak chong 1, for example, you will harvest again after 2 months.
Okay, let's take a step back. So what we're saying essentially is that right now, for raising of cattle, for dairy or for meat, is you have to feed them with meal, right? And that you purchase this feeds, essentially, cattle feeds, and those are expensive. Can you gain the same results, if not better, with now this crop that you're talking about that you can plant alongside your cattle, which they can feed on? So if you did that, would they still need the meal, or would it replace the meal, the feed that you currently are purchasing, and would it be enough to sustain them?
Okay, basically what this crop you're talking about, for example, the super napia grass, we have others that I'll mention, like the super K vines and the junkao grass, but the best napia we are talking about here, or the king of napia, is pak chong. It's a whole meal. It has energy that is required by all these animals we are talking about. It has enough proteins, protein content of, for example, pak chong is 16 to 18%. That is very high. We have that crop will have carbohydrates. So it is a whole meal. So what we are simply saying is the cost of commercial feeds is too high today because mostly comes from the we call them cereals, and the cereals, the cost of cereals today. So what we are saying here is this crop will solve, or it is sorting farmers' problems in terms of feeding. So you get a whole meal from your farm. After you invest the first time, you continue reaping the benefit in future. And
it can grow. You said it's perennial, so it's obviously perennial. Then it can grow. Is it an all-weather crop? Is it all-weather, number one, able to grow in most areas of the country? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, Super Napier pak chong 1 grows in semi-arid, arid, and wet areas. So it is an all-weather crop, and it does not choose the types of soil. The only problem with it, or the soil that it has problem with, it's sandy soils. And you can always improve sandy soil by inputting farmyard manure. Yes. So basically what we are saying is that the crop of pak chong 1 is coming to solve the problem of Africans and all people of the world, because it was developed in Thailand by Dr. Karia by mixing two crops, the African elephant napier grass and palm millet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is from which country again?
Thailand. It was developed in Thailand.
It's from Thailand. It's called pak chong 1.
In it was pak chong.
Super napier grass pak chong.
Super napier grass pak chong 1. Why pak chong 1? Because it was developed in a town in Thailand known as Pak Chong.
Okay.
Yes. Then it was tried once and released in 2013. Yes.
So who owns the rights to this?
It's Dr. Karia. But so he has allowed people now to multiply and
so you can propagate your own, and you can grow and. Is it just like the normal dhara that
Actually, if you look at it, I wish I came with it. I didn't know it's allowed. I could come with it and see. It looks like the dhara that people know, but it have wider leaves that are smooth. The stems are also not hairless; they are smooth. So that makes it a multi-purpose crop. Multi-purpose in the sense that it is fed by both goats, sheep, cattle.
Okay.
The normal dhara we know, because of Ruaba, goats don't like it. So
because
this one
of because of
Ruaba. Ruaba is those I don't know how to call it, but stinging hairs or irritating hairs.
You see on
like
the stalk.
Stringy.
On the stalk, there's the offshoots, right? The one that you touch and they're stinging.
Yeah.
They're prickly.
Yeah, those ones.
So the cows don't like that.
The goats.
Okay.
Yeah.
Goats don't like Ruaba.
Goats
from Dhara.
Yeah.
It's very important to learn French.
Apparently.
So the benefit, because even the normal napier grass is also the same. It regenerates. You just go and cut and it grows again. So what's the difference between that normal napier grass and this super napier grass then?
What makes super napier grass, and that is what we as Maximum Milk Production Solution Africa, the company that is based in Thika, educate our farmers through our forums, through our Facebook page, through our YouTube page, channel, through our TikTok. We let them know some of these benefits, like the biomass it produces. This crop produces 180 to 200 tons per acre per year.
180 to
200 tons
200 tons
per year.
This pak chong 1.
Yes. That biomass is able to support between 10 to 15 animals. I hope you can note that. It can be able to support 10 to 15 animals.
Okay. In how long?
That is per annum.
Okay.
Then, since it's a perennial crop, the normal dhara that is the same like this. You can go up to, like the dhara I found home at our home village in Muranga. I'm the one who have uprooted it, and I am almost 40. Yes.
And you found the same
I
crop
found it there.
that has
So,
been regenerating
yes,
over your life.
over my life.
How much? Now let's talk about yield. You said this other one is up to 20 tons.
Oh,
Per
the
acre?
ordinary Napier.
The ordinary Napier grass would
The
be?
ordinary Napier is up to 50 tons per acre.
So
per
it's
year.
more.
It's less.
Oh, the other one is what?
Yeah,
180
180 to 200.
200 or 180 to 200. Yes.
So,
And the other one is 50 tons.
Yes, and us as Africans, the population is increasing and the size of land is decreasing. So you require this type of crop. The population is increasing
Land
and the
land
size
is
of land is straining.
Yeah.
So with a small portion of land, say
Yeah.
for example an acre, you'll be able to rear 10 animals.
Yeah.
There are methods that used to be done a long time ago of rearing, the extensive ones.
Yeah.
That used to leave the animals graze. Today, there's no luxury of that.
It has to be complete zero
Yeah.
grazing.
Yes, there's no luxury of it. So what people are doing nowadays, or what this crop is helping people do, is to do zero grazing.
I have a question on that before
Yes.
Ndu comes in. What makes this one have about a 4-time yield? What does it mean in that acre? Is it that it's thinner? What is it that it's
No, it's not
you
thin.
harvested more times in a year? What makes the original Napier grass just produce 50 tons in an acre,
Okay.
and then this one to go to 200 tons in an acre?
Very good question. Ordinary Napier grass, we normally harvest at least 3 times a year. Ordinary. Super Napier grass, you harvest 6 to 8 times a year.
6 to 8 times. That's in 2
Like,
months or less.
Our main farms, Maximum Milk Production Solution of Africa, are found in Thika and a dry place. And when it rained, we cut at the beginning of December, and by January we have cut again a portion. That means with warmth and water, it grows very fast. And there is another characteristic I didn't mention, that the crop is drought resistant.
Okay. There are research bodies, government-instituted research bodies for this kind of thing, right? The likes of Calro, formerly Karia, and all of this. Do they know of this? Because it would seem as though we know that farmers go there regularly asking for information. Are they aware of this? Because from what I'm hearing, you have an opportunity to cut your costs by close to 6 times.
Is it 6?
If you're saying, okay, 50, maybe 4. Because if you're saying that in an acre you can get 50 of the normal Napier, and now here with this,
You'll get 200.
you're getting 200, that's 4 times,
Yeah.
right? You could cut your costs by 4 times, and you don't need to buy feeds, according to what you're saying.
Yes,
that
you
they
don't.
could, that cattle can survive and do very well on this graduated Napier, isn't it?
Yes.
So you don't need to buy feeds, and they can get everything they need from this. It seems to me to be revolutionary in terms of what it can actually do then for farmers.
Yes.
Do they know?
Yes.
I'm talking about the research institutes.
Yes, yes. On 16th September 2022, Caro visited our farms and did a lab analysis. They took samples for that analysis, and these were the results. I can read for you.
Please.
The crude protein was 16.3%.
What's that?
Crude protein.
Crude protein.
Yes, that is very crucial in milk production, by the way, and meat production.
So what percentage again?
16.63.
Okay.
Then there was the other extract, 4.7. Digestibility. That is very important for animals. If you give an animal something that is not able to digest, it will not be able to get the nutrients. And then there is the dry matter content.
What was the percentage of digestibility?
Digestibility of the organic matter was 53.24. Right? Then there was traces of very important mineral salt that animals require. Phosphorus was 0.33, and calcium. Calcium is very good in bone formation, and animals require that. We've seen cases of animals giving or coughing, and then they are not able to wake up because of that lack of that. So it gave around it was 0.30. Energy 9 megajoules per kilogram. Or in a nutshell, what I'm saying with those results, so that a farmer, we like talking about a language that farmer will understand, is that there are several basic things that a dairy cow or a beef cow requires. It requires proteins, it requires energy, it requires mineral salts. Those are found in this grass. And we have done a lot of sensitization so that people can understand. And so many people have adopted it, actually.
So, beside this particular napier grass, the super napier grass, just like Ndu was asking, Calro has been conducting research upon research on animal feeds and fodder. Okay? Do they have a napier grass that does better than this? Let's start with that. Is there a variety of napier grass that's been developed by local researchers that does better than this in terms of yield, in terms of nutritional content?
Currently, we have Kakamega 1 and Kakamega 2, but they don't do better than this. The other thing, they have physical characteristics that most animals don't like, or most farmers don't like.
What's this?
The hairiness.
The Rwamba.
The Rwamba. Again, we go back to the same problem we were talking about. In terms of how much times you harvest, again, this one grows faster.
Okay.
And that is why it is super.
Okay.
Yes.
But this is only specific to napier grass.
Yes.
Are there other grasses that have been developed that would compete with this? In terms of everything. because
Napier or-
not napier.
Not napier.
Any other kind of feeds
Okay, there
that are
are
grown
grasses.
by farmers
Yes.
that could compete with this.
Okay. Not only grasses. We have sweet potato vines, fodder crops that can compete in terms of protein. Like we have a crop known as super K vines. Those we did a lab analysis again. It gave us 23.77 crude protein. That is vines, but you cannot entirely feed animals or cows on vines.
On
Yes.
gouache.
So what you do, and there is vines for gouache and there is vines for fodder. So what basically you do, you have a combination of crops in your farm. You don't have to have only one crop. You don't need to have super napier grass. You need to have super napier grass. You need to have bracharia. We have a variety of grasses known as bracharia, and the best in our farms is the bracharia basilisk. That's the best. That is developed here in Kenya.
What is that?
Yeah.
So we know the other one is Dara, the other one is gouache.
Okay.
What is this one?
Bracharia,
This is Doma.
maybe.
That's right.
Okay, bracharia. Let me say something about bracharia. Bracharia na Kiswahili ni nyasi. You cannot keep hay. I will talk about how you preserve, because we are talking about the crop itself, but there is a bit of planting, managing it, and post-harvesting activities.
Yes.
So I'll bring in napier vis-a-vis bracharia. Bracharia you can put as hay. You dry it and just stock it.
You just bundle it.
You bundle it and stock it. You can't do that to napier. It will lose all the nutrients. So what you do in napier, you do silaging.
Okay.
So
Okay.
maybe if you ask me, I'll
The
talk
difference
about
between silage and
the difference between silage and hay.
Tell us.
And which crops can you silage and which ones can't you.
Let's just do that basic one, then we'll take a break.
Okay.
What's the difference between silage and hay?
What is silage?
Yes. From the very what is silage?
Okay, silage or silaging is a preservation method for crops like maize and napier. That is specific to those crops. So what you do, you just wilt, you don't dry for 2 to 3 days, you cut it or you chop it, you compress it. Traditionally, people use either bunkers. Bunkers, you just construct a wall or like a tank and you press it there and seal it very properly. That one can stay there for 2 years. It's a preservation method for fodder.
Okay.
And specifically,
And it will remain
napier.
green and soft,
It will not remain green.
but it will remain soft.
Okay, I'll explain something to do with how we make silage.
Okay.
Making silage, you need to introduce molasses, you need to introduce yeast, you need to introduce some microbes so that it can ferment. So it is storing feeds in a fermented status.
So actually, you're giving cows alcohol.
Busa.
Actually, when you give it that,
Okay, and that is specific
Meaning
now
of
to
happy cow.
napier
that
grass
is specific to napier and
maize.
maize.
Okay.
When it comes to grasses,
Can
grasses.
you add others? Like, can you do millet?
I'll add. There is.
Can you do millet as well?
Yes, you can do millet. Millet can be silaged.
Okay.
Millet can be silaged.
Right.
The grasses like bracharia. Bracharia, there is Kikuyu grass, there is panicum. Those are just grasses.
Okay.
Those are the ones that you do hay. You just cut, spread it in the farm. It becomes dry. You
make bales.
make it. You make bales, or not bales per se. You stack it.
Okay.
You just funga with there are tractors that do that.
Okay.
Yes, that's basically the difference. That is now post-harvesting. Yes.
Mr. John Karia is a dairy farming expert in the livestock fodder productions. He is teaching us this morning about Zara from the island. It's called super napier grass, Pakchong 1, and others as well, on the best way to make sure that you're getting maximum yield out of your livestock, be it dairy cow, be it meat, be it sheep, be it goat. Now, you told us about silage
Yes.
and also about, what's the other one called?
Hay.
Hay. And Ziti, you had a question.
My question is simply this. I get the impression that looking after, and you actually mentioned as we got on to the hour, the care that is needed for a dairy cow is plenty.
Sorry?
You need a lot of care for dairy cows.
Yes.
Why?
There are factors that, so many factors, environmental factors, fodder factors, that will make a cow produce milk. If you have, for example, as a farmer, a person who is making noise to the cow during milking, it will not produce good milk.
Making noise.
Yes. Cow requires a lot of tender and care. To some extent, today, in current farming or in modern farming, zero grazing, we are using even some mattresses for cows. We are putting music system to the cows. Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, cow mattresses.
Okay.
For what to happen? The cow will lie down on the mattress so that
You
it
lie
can
down
eat.
there, relax, after it is now digesting what it ate to produce milk. Because a cow is a factory of producing milk.
And so if it's like okay, sorry. It's like how they say nursing mothers, nursing mothers can't be under any kind of stress because that kind of stress will reduce the milk that you produce. So it's the same thing because there's hormones that will naturally shut down. Stress is invited into the situation. The hormones will shut down. Milk production will reduce or cease completely. Is it the same thing?
There is a concept I want to explain here. A cow is a factory. There is a raw material that gets into the cow.
This
I'll elaborate.
okay.
Yeah.
Park Jong One.
And others.
Okay. The raw material that gets in, quality and quantity determines production.
Okay.
Give good quality fodder like Pakchong 1 that maximum milk production solution effect provides. Then a cow, inside it will digest, get the nutrients that are in this crop. Then there is the environmental factor. If the cow shed is too wet or too hot, again that will affect milk production. So the factors that affect milk production are not even only feeding. There are other things. The person who is tendering the cow need to be friendly to the cow. Si vile wakati wa zamani ulikuwa unaingiza ng'ombe kwa kukamua na mateke na ngumi. No. It's a combination of so many factors, and maybe farmers, those serious farmers, they know what I'm talking about. Yes.
Okay.
So the finished product here is milk. The quality of the milk that you get depends on what you give it. I don't know whether you have ever taken some milk and had some taste. You see, when you put, you give, for example, you feed the cow with a lot of machicha or the pineapples, this waste for pineapples, the milk will have that smell.
It'll have flavor.
Not flavor, that bad smell or mild. That's
like a foul smell.
Yeah, that's a foul smell. So what we are simply saying, and maybe this is what, there is little knowledge about dairy farming in our industry, or in Kenya. And farmers are doing things, trying this, trying that. So these are some of the things we are talking about. Whatever the quality and quantity you give to the cow determines what you get.
What you get out of it.
Also, farmer must know that the genetic composition of your cow. If you have indigenous breed, even if you give super napia, you will not get milk. You'll get little milk.
So then the genetics doesn't work. The genetics, yeah.
The genetics, that's a story for another maybe, but it's good to mention that the genetics,
the
how you breed, how you breed your cows also matters.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about in terms of quantity? So you've done everything that you need to do, because it's a formula here, according to what you're saying. It's a factory. If you put in this and you maintain this, you will get this.
Yes.
So what are we talking about in liters? Because now we're talking about milk. In what should you be able to get from your cow every day?
Yeah, a good question it is. The milk production in Kenya, according to Kenya Dairy Board, it's between most smallholder farmers, 6 to 8 kilo or liters per day.
Per what?
Per cow. Okay. That is too little. So what our farmers are not getting, they are not getting the optimum production. Why? Because one, the cost of commercial feeds is too high, so they are not able to meet the requirements. So with the crops like this we are talking about, you'll be able to push your cow because maybe you have a very good cow, but you're not feeding it with quality, so you'll not get the production from it.
So these people who are talking about getting 15 liters of milk from a cow, 20 liters from one cow a day,
even 40.
Is it a lie?
It's not a lie.
They sing to the cow and they put it on a mattress.
40, depending on the genetic.
So what are they doing? What are they doing?
The genetics of the cow
to get the 40 liters a day, because you're saying the average 6 to 8. What are they doing to get 40 liters a day?
Principle. So there are certain breeds of cow that have a predisposition for producing more milk.
Yes.
Because they're getting 40 liters a day.
Yes.
And they're saying the average is 6 to 8, but there's some cows that are getting 40 liters a day, one cow.
Yeah, the others also that give you 1 cup of milk a day.
Okay. Basically, there are these breeds, exotic breeds that like Frisian, Holstein Frisian. We have Asha, Gansey. Those animals are milkers. They produce a lot of milk. They are built like that. Just like athleticism, not all of us can run. There are those cows that...
So correction, we can all run, but we all can't run fast.
Oh, fast.
So all cows can produce milk, but not all cows can produce
So what we are saying here, and that is a very big topic, is breeding. Breeding entails, if you have a cow today, and that is why I said dairy farming is not a 2-day, 3 weeks affair. You have a cow, you start with some cows, you give maybe insemination, the artificial insemination. The offspring you get, if it is a heifer, it means it will be producing more than the mother. If you continue improving on that breed, by the time you are 5-10 years, you'll be having high producers. The milkers, you're asking 15 liters, 20 liters, 30 liters. It is from that we are saying some of the farmers have that, but they are not getting enough
Some
milk.
have milkers, but they're not getting
They
the
don't,
milk.
because one, buying these feeds like
The
dairy
packaged
meal,
meal.
maize jam is too expensive. And farmers will shy away from farming from dairy farming because they are not making profit. And that is why we are saying there are some crops that can save farmer from this. And one of them is the one that we are talking about. We also talked about vines, super K vines. And us as Maximum Milk Production Solution Africa, we try to talk to farmers. Actually, we organize sometimes, the farmers that are well organized in dairy cooperatives, we organize education days with them and teach them about this crop. So it is being adopted slowly by slowly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a new one in the market.
It has been here for about 3 years. It is not well known.
So it's new in the market.
It is new in the market.
Is it regulated?
Regulated?
Is there any form of regulation that it needs, that government needs to know that there is this crop or seed that's come from outside the country? So who is in charge of that?
Of course, it's we have like the Caro, they are in charge, Kefis. Yes.
So Kefis would know that this is there.
Yeah. And good things. The good thing is that this thing, if you didn't know, it is adopted by most people. Most people, even senior people in the government.
Okay.
They have adopted it.
Senior people is fine.
Okay.
I just want to know that the regulator has given it a stamp of approval for it to be sold, so that the regulator has actually said that this will not have any adverse effect on other crops that we have. Because you see, when you're introducing this new crop and you put it here, you know that this one, what are the negative effects? What's it doing to our soil, to the soil? What's it doing to the other crops around it? What's it doing in the long-term effect of it? Is it beneficial or is it not beneficial? Have those things been checked by the regulators?
It is regularized, and what we are saying is that it is accepted by majority of the society.
So who's the distributor for this?
The distributor.
Is your company the one that sells?
No, we are saying we produce, we propagate, and we sell cuttings, stem cuttings.
Okay.
Like you, if you need, you'll get.
I come to you.
Yeah, you get.
And I get and I buy. There's somebody who says that you're very expensive.
Somebody says I'm expensive.
Yes, that coming to you for those cuttings.
Yeah.
Aye, bwana.
Ni expensive.
Yes.
Is it what exactly?
I don't know what he's comparing with, but
I don't know. Maybe they're comparing it to ordinary dara and everything else, and they're thinking, okay, if I come to John and get this one.
Maybe he will talk to us. I'm John Karia on Facebook. You'll find me. We'll have a conversation.
So we will
assist.
They can engage you directly.
Yes, we will assist.
But actually, how much does it cost? How do you cost it? I mean, is it per kilo, per stem, per...
It's a good question. Propagation of this crop is via stem cuttings. Miwa. Stem cuttings.
Okay.
And the stem cuttings are 2 nodes cuttings. A 2 nodes cutting is a plant that you need to get, is a seed that you use to plant. And we cost per seed, we don't cost per kilo.
And how much is the seed?
The seed is 20 bob.
And how many seeds do you need to buy to start an acre off, for example? An acre.
4,500 pieces.
How many?
4,500.
4,500.
Yeah. That one is a one-off investment that will help you rear your animals for 30 years comfortably. That's what we are saying. Just like building a house. You don't build a house and you build next year.
You build once.
You build once and you finish that.
So, okay. The process of acquiring it, does it involve delivery?
Yes. You place your order, you'll get it in your home. Or hometown. If it is in Nanyuki or in Bugoma, you just do it via parcel delivery services. Yeah.
I see. Somebody's saying, please ask the guests if you can give comparative data for Karia and Boma roads for hay in terms of yield and crude protein.
In terms of yield, Karia has up to 18% crude protein. And has more biomass compared to boma roots. Right? But boma roots, no, the bracharia bit of it has wider leaves, so it does not make better hay than boma roots. So comparatively, boma roots has better hay. Right? In terms of nutritional value, bracharia takes it. So what we are talking about is you cannot have one crop that serves everything. You must have variety in your farm. You have bracharia there, you have some boma roots there, you have some pakchong there, you have super vines there. Because even in our farms, we don't entirely do specifically cattle. You'll have some cattle there, and you'll have some sheep there, or greater goods. And some of us will like to offload the waste and have some pigs. And pigs will take vines. They will not take napia. They will not take bracharia. So that's what we are saying. We encourage farmers to have variety in their farms.
When you look at, so starting off this process, because you talked about after having harvested, you cut the first time, that you can see that in another 2 months you'll cut. When you plant the first time, what time frame are we looking at in terms of a harvest?
A good question. When you plant pakchong 1 today, you harvest after 75 to 90 days. That is 2.5 to 3 months. That it takes much time due to root development and shoot development. After that, you cut after 45 to 60 days. Every 45 to 60 days, we give that range depending on the.
So let's say every 2 months.
Every 2 months
you
max.
Can harvest from the same.
Why are we saying 2 months? You can decide to cut after 3 months, but by that time, the digestibility, the nutritional bit of it, protein content, all that will have gone down. So there is that timeline.
The window.
There are those people who might not remember the dates. When they planted, there are physical characteristics you check. Like for this napia, you look at when it's starting to form 1, 2, 3 stems.
Okay.
Because the stem will be the source of energy.
Okay.
These canes are a little bit sugary. The leaves will be the source of protein. So you have the combination of that, you'll have enough dry matter. Then we said you can be able to silage that by wilting. Yes. And you wilt for 3 days.
You said with this, then you do not need to supplement with other feeds.
A little bit. Actually, I wish I have those messages. I can't trace them now. There are farmers who are thanking that I used to use 15 kilograms of dairy meal. Today I'm using 4 kilograms. If you save
for the same yield or for more?
Same yield, for yield, for more yield, of course. So if you save 11 kilograms of dairy meal is very expensive.
What does it give? What does it provide?
A dairy meal, why is it called dairy meal? It has proteins, it have, we call them the
minerals.
Minerals, it has carbohydrates.
It's a whole everything
meal.
Is packed into
it. It's a combination of several mixtures. So that meal is needed in dairy cows. It is very expensive. But you have this napia, you are good to go. That's what we are saying. And it is scientifically proven.
Okay.
It is not hearsay. Yes.
What are the effects of planting the super napier grass on your farm? Anything? Does it erode your farm in terms of how much nutrient it gets out of the soil? Does it affect other crops nearby? You know those questions. Does it encourage some
what
weeds
happens,
to grow?
It has a very major positive effects in terms of, one, soil erosion management. The roots goes up to 1 feet or 1 meter deep. So they are able to hold the soil. So there is those cases of erosion are minimized. The other thing is the issue of carbon sink. If you visit our farm, I wish you people can find time and visit. It is a forest of napia.
A forest of how many acres?
50.
Where's your farm?
Thika.
It's just around the corner.
Just around the corner. You'll see what we are doing. You cut, and the area is so dry, but it is always green. What you normally need to do is when you cut, do some farmyard manure.
Okay.
These animals you are feeding, let them give
manure.
manure. Use it manure. We don't encourage use of fertilizers. Synthetics. We encourage use this manure because what manure will help, it will help also improve soil fertility.
Okay.
In Kenya today we talk about smart agriculture or climate smart agriculture. Climate smart agriculture entails using organic manure to improve soil fertility. We are also talking about carbon sink. Like in that area, Ukambani area, and the crop is drought resistant, it is always green. If everybody would do that, the issue of climate change will be gone. I'm talking that from a perspective of an environmentalist. I'm a lead expert at NEMA Kenya. So I love green. That's why I'm wearing green.
Yeah.
And
how much water does this grass need?
water, like you plant today, it is not raining. You need to irrigate at least once a week. What we encourage farmers to do is to look for grass and cover it. We call that
So
mulching.
So you have to do the mulching.
After it gets into ground proper, ikishika ukate mara moja. Sorry for mixing, eh?
Oh, no, we allow
language.
Okay.
We allow mixing here.
Okay. If you harvest and add manure now, even if the sun comes, and I wish you can visit us when it is sunny. Nowadays we are having a phenomenon that we are not understanding. January we are used to dry period. That place is normally green. Because
And now that's raining. Is it more green?
it is a forest that I don't know.
Okay.
It's crazy.
And you said that the shoots are sugary.
The canes.
The
are
cane
sugary.
is sugary.
Hata nikiwa na njaa nikiwa huko sometimes ile overgrown mimi nakata tu naonja sababu sukari imeenda chini juu ya jua. Yeah. I wish you can visit. Just do a visit wakati hauko busy. Muone, tuache kuongea mambo ya theoretical.
If a farmer wanted to get into this, let's say they're doing the pak chong, and they want to do it commercially,
Yes.
would it be possible? Say you have the 50 acres and you don't want to keep cows. That would be 50 acres, 10 to 15 animals, but it's too much. You don't want the cows, you just want to grow and supply to farmers. Do you provide such linkages?
Yes, I have farmers who are just doing not for dairy, not for beef, for sale. There is a business in it. The
So
business
how do
of
you sell
selling.
it? In kilos, in tons, in gunias?
Okay, there are two ways you can sell the grass. You can sell it green. The ordinary napier grass pickup is 2,500. Right?
Yep.
For this one, it will not be that because the quality is higher. You multiply by 4, so it's 10,000. That is green.
What?
Higher. In terms of because it will overgrow, it grows very fast. What you need to do and what we are encouraging, and we have those machines that we do that and we provide silaging services, you have to silage. For farmers who might not be able to do that, they can contact us. We are able to connect them with people who will assist them to do the local one.
Yeah.
You need to preserve that fodder.
Yeah.
Again, you'll be able to sell. So there are ways in which you can put that grass into bales. You compress it. There are machines that do that. The baler machines. You do bales of 60 to 80 kgs. And bales are very expensive, by the way. That fodder crop, feed is about 10 to 15 shillings per kilogram, and by 80. So a farmer might think to invest in the direction of producing of just feeds. Not keeping animals. If you don't want that hassle, you can do that. Another farmer would want to do all or both.
I know you said it can grow semi-arid, arid, wet.
Yes.
Is it possible for it to grow via way of irrigation? Can this crop grow? Because we're looking at places where you wouldn't get water through the year because of the environment. But can they employ irrigation to grow it as well?
Yeah, like there is a farmer, my friend known as Matt Mudhama. Matt Mudhama is a farmer in Malindi. He does feedlots. He does irrigation. Actually, he has planted drip irrigation. There's also another one in Kiserian doing the same. So you can irrigate, but if you don't have that money to irrigate, you can leave it like that as long as you feed it after cutting. It will struggle its own way through the dry period.
It will survive. John, thank you very much for joining us. You said you're on Facebook, John Karia.
John Karia.
Okay.
Maximum Milk Production Solution Africa.
Okay.
Facebook, YouTube, the same name. Yeah.
Sawa. He is a dairy farming expert. He's been telling us about this new wave and craze in the dairy farming sector, which is this new type of grass called Super Napier grass, Pakchong 1. Thank you very much for tuning in to Kenya's biggest conversation.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.